Hello SkyTubers, welcome back to the final video of the Assassin series explanation. Over the past few weeks, I've been testing the purple set along with multiple build variations, and I believe I finally found the perfect setup for 1v1 combat. With this build, you can win duels against almost any opponent with relative ease. Moving forward, I'll provide a full character and gear breakdown so you can better understand the stats and mechanics behind the build in case you want to create it yourself. It's a very fun setup to play, and at the end of the video I'll also include a value breakdown of the items so you know what to expect in terms of investment. I'll start with the buff books, which I believe are one of the most important aspects when boosting your Assassin and TOD sockets. Even without the books, the build still works, but it becomes significantly less efficient. The Steel of Heaven and Raging Rain buffs are absolutely mandatory for this gameplay style, so make sure you always use them. As you can see from their descriptions, these buffs are extremely useful, more than doubling the effectiveness of your Assassin and TOD damage. Moving on to the mount, I personally prefer a damage HP mount with attribution defense. Since this build has almost no attribution attack, stacking attribution defense gives the best overall value and survivability. As usual, I also use costumes for the stat boosts. The additional 100 points to every stat makes a noticeable difference, especially when combined with fully stacked elixirs up to 200. This helps maximize efficiency outside of wars and provides a strong stat boost in Highlands. In terms of stat distribution, I prefer a build with around 1000 strength. Investing points into strength increases both your damage output and hit rate. Based on my testing, the build can deal around 160k damage during the 2-second assassin burst window. One of my main priorities was ensuring that I don't miss attacks, which is why hit rate is such an important factor to consider, and one of the reasons I have added strength. 41,000 damage and more than 27,000 hit rate is perfect for this build. Another feature that I believe is extremely important is Palace rank. The additional stat boosts, especially critical defense, greatly improve your survivability in PvP situations. For equipment, I'm using the cheapest RF25 cape option available, which is the D12 Elite Cape. At this stage of the game, critical defense is incredibly valuable and it is a must which have to be taken in consideration. Or the pet, I currently use a T2 turtle because it's affordable, around 2k Mammon stones, with a 2.1 crit empty stone. For this build, I think damage or HP bonuses are the most important pet stats. In the future, I may replace the 2.1 crit with either damage or HP, depending on which one drops first. As for the gear itself, I'm running a CS12 Refine 8.3 sockets purple set fully optimized for Assassin and TOD. In the future, I may replace the 0.25 Assassin sockets with debuff sockets including freeze sockets. I believe having at least even one debuff socket can significantly improve your PvP performance. Also, purple set provide good critical defense rate and sustain even more your survivability. Currently, I'm still missing a title, but I'll continue working on that since this will remain my fun character to play. I'm also considering transitioning into a DX build to maximize dodge rate, which should further improve survivability, one of the most important aspects when playing this set. Of course, the build has both strengths and weaknesses. In terms of weaknesses, here are a few examples. Players are definitely going to hate you because of the burst potential of the build. Experienced opponents can avoid your stun and damage burst by running or repositioning correctly. In large-scale PvP battles, enemy players can easily assist each other in ganking you, which may result in missing kills and valuable drops. To truly enjoy this build, you should focus mainly on having fun or play alongside a team that shares drops fairly and supports coordinated gameplay. Now let's talk about the advantages of the build. Against weaker players, securing kills becomes extremely easy. Thanks to the movement speed, burst damage, and the CS12 set bonus, most opponents become free contribution points. the build excels at quickly engaging targets, eliminating them in seconds, and repositioning before enemies have time to react properly. As you can see in this situation, my critical defense and movement speed helped me survive and avoid death. However, having teammates pressure or chase opponents to support and protect you is definitely a major advantage during gameplay. Now I'm going to show you situations where this build performs surprisingly well against players with characters worth over 2,000 billion silver. Even against refined 25 sets, high-value pets, and premium capes, the build can still be extremely effective. With proper teamwork, you can completely overwhelm opponents and sometimes even force powerful players to rage quit, regardless of how geared they are. Positioning is also a major aspect of this gameplay style. Understanding the mechanics and learning when to engage can allow you to secure kill after kill against strong opponents without even needing to stay close to them for long periods. Of course, there will be situations where you successfully land the stun, but the opponent manages to survive with a critical hit before you can finish the kill. However, that's part of the game. At the end of the day, everyone dies in this game, nobody is unkillable. Failing to kill a player shouldn't make you rage quit. Instead, it should motivate you to improve. Becoming stronger requires discipline, patience, and knowledge of the game mechanics. As promised at the beginning of the video, I'm now going to provide a full gear evaluation based on the market prices available at the time this video was posted. Please keep in mind that item values fluctuate over time, so prices may either decrease or increase depending on the market situation. Here is the approximate value breakdown of the build. Purple set, current market value, approximately 200 billion silver. Cape, current market value, around 230 or 250 billion silver. Pet, purchased for 32 billion silver. Accessories including wings, around 7 billion silver. Mount, estimated market value, 35 billion silver. Palace rank, estimated market value, 190 billion silver. 200 elixirs, approximately 10 billion silver. Costume, estimated value between 10 and 20 billion silver. Title 8, 30k CP, current market value, around 90 billion silver. Skills, approximately 6 billion silver in the worst case scenario. Buff books for boosting assassin and TOD, currently no stable market value, but they will most likely range between 20 and 50 B silver each. Please note that this build was created over time. You can absolutely achieve it as a free-to-play player through patience and progression, or you can choose the pay-to-win route and purchase the items directly from other players. At the end of the day, the choice depends entirely on your own playstyle, goals, and how you want to enjoy the game. Overall, this build is not cheap, but compared to many in-game setups, it offers extremely strong PvP potential for a significantly lower investment. If you managed to watch until the end of the video, please note that all the information related to leveling, crafting, farming, and gameplay progression can be found on my YouTube channel, fully organized into playlists. You can deep dive into guides, gameplay styles, and optimization methods that will help increase your game knowledge while improving and optimizing your own builds. Since this is the end of the Assassin series, I want to thank all of you for the support and wish you the very best. I'll see you again in the next videos. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more guides, gameplay, and future content.